People are choosing a life where they're not just trading hours anymore for a paycheck, but people are starting to understand, I want to trade hours to live with purpose. This is why some people are saying enough is enough. I don't want my team to have to drive 45 minutes, an hour into in traffic every single day and sit in a cold, boring office all daggone day. Man, let them work from home. So you got to take a look at your current situation and ask yourself, what does flexibility look like for me? And sometimes a traditional 9-to-5 get up and clock in job doesn't do it. And for many, it's not about quitting work, it's about finding work that aligns with your purpose. Because if the company is not aligned with your vision, with your goals, with your desires, you shouldn't work with the company. The noise, it's distracting. It's pulling me away from my purpose, and I need to make a change. Enough is enough. The hardest part is taking the first step. But on the other side of fear is freedom. It's time to take your seat at not just the table, but the head of the table. You see, abundance, wellness, and freedom are within reach. Embrace your purpose. It's your table. It's your life. It's your time. Does the world ever get so loud that it's hard to even think? Your purpose is calling, but you can't seem to hear it through all the noise until right now. It's time to take your seat at the table. What's meant for you will never miss you. But first, it's time to step into your power, own your purpose, and reach your God-given potential. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Anthony ONeal. Welcome back to The Table. Today is going to be a powerful show because we're going to be diving into a powerful trend that is shaking up, watch this, shaking up how people are living and how people are literally working. As we prepare to go into 2025, there is a big buzz that's happening right now. Some of you have been asking me to talk about it. You see, millions of people are leaving their traditional 9-to-5 job. In fact, CNBC says that over 50% of working Americans have considered leaving their jobs within the last year alone. Now, some may say this is a great resignation, but I see it a little bit differently. I'll be honest with you. I call this maybe it is a great reevaluation, right? It's a movement towards freedom, flexibility, and focus on building lives that don't just pay bills, build somebody else's dream, sit at somebody else's table and not building your own. But this is about fulfilling your purpose, fulfilling your assignment, and taking a seat at your own table. We're talking about more than just quitting a job. We're talking about a mindset shift that people are starting to get. People are stepping away from burnouts and from feeling undervalued and from putting their dreams on hold to build somebody else's solely who doesn't value them. People are walking away and walking into a world where they can work on their own terms, whether it's through freelancing, whether that's launching their own business and working from home, watch this, while working their side businesses, or finding creative ways to build wealth while keeping their mental health and personal life in front and in center. But I want to be clear, okay? I want to be clear from the very beginning that what we're about to go over today is not the move for everyone. And it comes with a lot of challenges. I've had those nights where I've cried. I've had those nights where, I'm gonna be honest with you, as a Christian, I was cussing out loud. I was screaming. I was like, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I've had those nights where, as the entrepreneur, as the boss, as the owner, I didn't feel valued and respected. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak. But this is why today we're going to unpack why people are making this leap, why people are not making this leap, and why you should make the leap, and why maybe you should not make the leap. Because this transition is not going to be an easy transition, because it could be a financial one that can either make your life or it can break your life. Because I'm going to bring you real, transparent stories from myself, real, transparent advice, and a step-by-step approach in today's show to help you make the right choice for your future. Whether you're thinking about making that jump or you're just curious about this shift that a lot of people are starting to do, I promise you, today's show, this conversation is going to be one you do not want to skip over. So I need you to stay locked in. I need you to grab your seat at your table. And let's sit down and explore what it really means to transition from your traditional 9 to 5 and to step into a life that's more than just a paycheck. Hey, yo. So let me start off with the truth. All right, let's start off here. People are choosing a life where they're not just trading hours anymore for a paycheck. But people are starting to understand, I want to trade hours to live with purpose, to have freedom, and have it on their own terms. You see, wealthy individuals are starting to understand that I can no longer trade my time for money, but I have to start generating more money so I can buy back more of my time, so I can spend time with my family, so I can spend time with my loved ones, so I can do the things that God has called me to do. And there are 4 main reasons why people are walking away from the office life. And maybe some of these might resonate with you. And if they do, if you're watching this on YouTube, please let me know in the comment section if these are registering with you. If you're listening to this on podcast, yo, just talk to me like I'm a preacher while you're driving, all right? Say, you know what? That one resonates with me. And if you want to slide over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit that subscribe button on podcast. But please let me know in the comment section what is resonating with you, because I read the comment sections, my team reads the comment sections, and we want to know how to help you transition well, how to help you stay where you are well. At the end of the day, especially going to 2025, we want to best serve you, and we get a lot of this information from the comment section. But here's the number one reason why people are transitioning, because of burnout and mental health. This is the number reason why, because let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. Burnout is very, very, hear me clearly, very, very real. You see, so many people are feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and just done with the constant grind. It's that feeling when you wake up and think, do I even want to do this anymore? Like, oh my gosh, do I really want to go into this job? Do I really want to deal with these people? Do I really want to sit here and work 8 hours a day? Like, do I really want to go around and be around these people? You see, a survey done by the American Psychological Association, aka the APA, revealed that 79% of employees experience work-related stress, with nearly 3 in 5 workers reporting a negative impact on their mental health, including fatigue, lack of motivation, and watch this, even loneliness on the job. So as you can see, burnout isn't just a buzzword. It's affecting people's mental health. It's affecting your energy, your ability to be present for your family and friends. If your job is costing you your peace and your health, that's a heavy, heavy price to pay. As a matter of fact, I want to see this in the comment section. If your job has cost you your health, your peace, put that to me in the comment section right now. This is why some people are saying enough is enough. They're choosing careers and jobs or paths that allow them to work at their own pace and put their own well-being first. You see, if burnout's hitting you hard, start setting some boundaries. That could look like carving out some time for self-care for yourself, saying no to extra projects that don't serve you well, that is not a part of your job assignment, or even exploring if your current job can be modified to better fit your actual life. Which leads me into number two, and this is something that I've incorporated here personally within my personal company here, the Neatness Network, is I'm noticing, even with my team and my staff, and even with myself personally, we desire flexibility and control. You see, in this generation, especially pre-COVID, not pre-COVID, post-COVID, people are desiring more flexibility and more control. You see, after the pandemic, a lot of people got a taste of working from home or creating their own schedules. And they're realizing, why would I want to go back to the old way? Why would I want to go back into the office and work 8 to 5 and drive there an hour and can't pick up my kids from school? You see, people want to be able to work around their family schedule, spend time on their hobbies, and not just be tied down to a desk all daggone day. Flexibility doesn't just mean working fewer hours, because that should not be the case. It's about having control over when, where, and how you work. And let's be honest, when you're in control, you can show up, watch this, better for everything else in your life. When I think about this, I felt convicted myself. I branched out on my own, started my own company, and I wanted to move my studio out of the house. We have close to about 6-7 full-time workers and about 3 to 4 other part-time and contract workers. And when I first got this studio, I said, all right, everyone's coming into the office. And when I sat down and I thought about it, I was like, man, I don't want to go into no office every single day. You see, the problem is, and I want to give you all an example of thinking as a employer and then also thinking as an employee, right? An employer is, our thing is, we want to make sure that we're getting the 8 hours a day, the full-time work that we're paying you for. Now, an employee is like, yo, I can give you that full-time stuff, but I want to be at home. I want to be next to my boo. I want to be able to see my kids. I want to be able to do this. And employers are like, well, hey, man, listen, I need you effective at home. Something that's starting to happen more and more, especially within the tech industry, is that people are getting 2 full-time jobs working from home. And some of y'all think, watch this. Some of y'all think that your employers don't know that you have 2 jobs. They do. Because what's going to happen is you can't give them the same effect, that you can't give them the same energy, the same attention to detail when you're solely working their job, when you got to split your attention to detail to 2 different jobs. So employers do see the drop in effectiveness, the drop in your responses, the drop in your attention to detail. I see that with my contractors. I'm not the only person they work for. And so what you have to understand is, while having flexibility is so important, you also have to make sure as the employee, you're still not taking advantage of that situation, and that you're still giving them full throttle. You're still giving them what they paid for. Because I'm a Christian, right? I'm a Christian. I'm gonna go there spiritually. You have to be a good steward over what God has given you. So if God has given you a job that allows you to work from home, gives you the flexibility, right, that you desire, that you want, and you're showing God that, yo, I'm going to, instead of me being a good steward and managing this opportunity well, I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to mislead my boss. I'm going to mislead the companies that I'm working for. And while they're giving me top dollar, I'm going to give them half of my effort. And so for me, what I had to realize is that I, as a team member, as a boss, I had to believe in trust and give the opportunities, because I wanted to create an atmosphere that, yo, we get the job done when we get the job done very, very well to the best of our capabilities, but I don't want them working like Hebrew slaves. I don't want my team have to drive 45 minutes, an hour into the in traffic every single day and sit in a cold, boring office all daggone day. Man, let them work from home. Anthony, we come in maybe once or twice a week to record, to shoot this amazing content that we're blessed to share with you all. But outside of that, man, I want my team to work from home. Heck, I don't care if they go because we typically work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I don't care if they jump on a flight on Thursday morning and they in Hawaii. As long as they're working on the beach and as long as they're available when I need them during Monday through Thursday, because we don't work on Fridays, right? As long as we do that, man, I don't care. And that is the level of flexibility that people are wanting. So you got to take a look at your current situation and ask yourself, what does flexibility look like for me? It might be as simple as asking for remote days, which here at our company, we have 3 of those days remotes, right? Or as bold as launching a side hustle that could grow into a full-time gig. The key word here are just small steps. Small steps can build up to big changes. And this is super important, which leads me into the third reason why some people are transitioning from a 9-to-5 traditional job to a non-traditional job or a full-time situation is because more people want to pursue their passions and be aligned with their purposes. Listen, how to say this? As an employer, I don't want you to come work for me just to get a paycheck because you're going to give me, I'm here just to get a paycheck attitude. And as an employee, I think people are just no longer satisfied with just getting a paycheck. They want to do work that feels meaningful, that feels impactful. People want to do stuff that they're excited about, something that gets them up in the morning with an actual purpose. Every year we do a year assessment and I ask my team, hey, does my company align with your goals and dreams of what you want to do? So does working for AO Enterprise, aka the Neatness Network, align with what you want to do? Is it helping you get to your goals and to your dreams? Because here's the truth. I know my staff members are not going to be with me forever. I would love for them to be here as long as they are, as long as they want to be. But I also want to make sure that I'm stewarding them well by making sure that, hey, my company is helping them with whatever God put on the inside of them. I want to see, Alex, Ed, CJ, Michelle, like my core team. I want to see them doing things. I want to see them winning. You know why? Because it is your responsibility to take care of your family. It's not my responsibility to take care of your spouse, to take care of your kids. It's not my responsibility to make your vision come to pass. No, it is my responsibility to steward you well within this company, to pay you to the best of my ability, and to give you a level of freedom to where, hey, you don't feel as if you have to cheat around and lie around about what you're doing in life. You can go build and know that I'm not going to hate on you. As long as you are doing the job that you agreed to do, man, listen, I want to see you win. And people are saying, you know what? I want to win. I don't want to just serve your business and it's not helping me. And maybe for you all, this is starting a small business. This is having a creative project on the side, or maybe this is even volunteering on the side. The point is, people want to contribute something bigger. And sometimes a traditional 9-to-5 get up and clock in job doesn't do it. And for many, it's not about quitting work. It's about finding work that aligns with your purpose. Here at this company, we want to help people impact and transform their lives financially, get out of debt, build wealth. If you come and you work for me and you work with us, I need to know that this is something that you're passionate about, that you want to help. Maybe you don't want to help people get out of debt per se, but maybe you want to help people grow closer with Christ. Maybe you want to help people, have a fulfilled life. I don't care. As long as we are aligned, as long as we want to help serve the kingdom, you can work for me. Because if the company is not aligned with your vision, with your goals, with your desires, you shouldn't work with the company. So if you've been feeling that pull towards something more meaningful, please do not ignore it. Now, you may need to start small. Let's be honest here. You may need to start small and invest time on the weekends or the evenings to explore this skill or this specific calling that God has put on the inside of you. But over time, you might find yourself building something that gives you both purpose, watch this, impact, and income. And that is something that we focus on here, is how can we impact as many people as possible? Because if we keep impacting your life, if we keep impacting people's lives, y'all, income has to come. And here's the last one. And this is one that everyone really focuses on. But if you notice, I put 3 first, because I think if we're only chasing money, we're not going to be impactful and we're not going to operate within purpose. But this is a real one. Why people are leaving? Because of their financial independence goals. Now, this one is very, very close to my heart, because having financial freedom and financial independence it should be a goal. And a lot of people want freedom from debt. A lot of people want freedom from living paycheck to paycheck. Right now, we're close to 80% of people living paycheck to paycheck in America. This is up by 6% of last year. And a lot of people are saying, if I quit the 9 to 5, I can start fresh. I can take control of my finances. I can take control of my life, and I can sit at the head of my table. We're seeing more people choose paths that lead to financial independence, whether that's through entrepreneurship and whether that's through investing, saving aggressively, working from home that gives them more freedom. It's all about having options and securities. You see, with financial independence, you're in a position, watch this, where you don't have to work, but we choose to work. And this is the long-term goal. You see, I'm not at a position to where I can choose to work. I have to work. I have to get up and show up every single day to one, because my expenses are so high, because I have team members, I have staff members, I have families that's depending on this check. But I can't wait to get to the point to where I don't feel like working this week, and I don't have to work, and a company can still move forward. You see, building a solid financial plan is key to making this dream a reality. The key thing here is you got to start with an emergency fund if you don't already have one. Aim for 3 to 6 months of your net pay. And if you need help tracking your money, our wealth tracker tool is designed just for that. I'll give you clarity, but the tracker will give you clarity to see where your money is going. And that's powerful, because at the end of the day, if we don't measure if we don't measure what we manage, then how are we managing it? We can't manage. We can't manage the money well if we're not tracking and seeing where we're going. So we're going to put the wealth tracker inside of today's show notes, and I promise you, you'll bless me. Now, we talked about 4 reasons of why they are leaving. Now I want to give you the practical tools on how do you make this happen. All right. So if any one of those 4 resonated with you, then maybe we should be transitioning, and maybe we should look at how do we do this. But I want to talk about preparation up front. You see, leaving a traditional job isn't just something you jump out into lightly. And I want to give you some practical steps on how do you prepare so you can do this correctly. And this is exactly what I did when I transitioned from my last situation to what I'm doing now. Here's exactly what I did to transition smoothly, right? Smoothly. Number 1, and I don't have this on my notes, but I want to say this up front. Number 1, be very careful of who and what you say. Well, I'm gonna say this again. Be very careful who you share your vision with. And if you do share it, be very careful on what you share. So one more time. Be very careful who you talk to, because not everybody who has an opening here has a heart for you. And so I would say, as God is giving you the vision and downloading that vision, you talk to your spouse, you can talk to your parents, you can talk to, your kids, but be very careful. Do not, let me say this again. I'm gonna say this respectfully. Do not tell your boss you're looking to transition. Because if your boss is not encouraging you to be the entrepreneur, like me, I encourage my people to be an entrepreneur. You want to be very mindful. Do not tell your team members that you're transitioning, because what could happen is they will see an opportunity to get your position. So they'll go tell their boss, watch this, they'll go tell their boss, hey, such and such is looking at transitioning out, and I want to get you caught off guard. So now they think they got cool points with the boss because they sold you out, because they sold your dreams out. Now, because you opened your mouth, now because you told someone, now you're out early and you wasn't prepared for it. So number one, keep your mouth shut. Be quiet. Be patient. Be calm. Move with privacy, not secrecy. Move with intentionality. Move with being discreet. But show up on your job every single day and you work your behind off. So this way, when you do go to resign, if this is the route for you, watch this. They will honor you leaving. They won't celebrate you leaving. When people celebrate people leaving, that's scary. But when people honor you leaving, that means that person was a blessing to this job. So that's number one. Keep your vision and dream internal until you're ready to transition. Number two, you got to set financial goals, and you need to build an emergency fund before taking this leap. I teach you all within this new season of my life that I want you to have at least 3 to 6 months of your net pay set aside before you transition. Because transitioning into the entrepreneurship world, it is going to take some time to get your revenue up. I remember when I transitioned back in 2021, it took about 4 months to where I saw real money that was able to pay bills, right? That was able to pay even contractors that I hired at that time. And I can also live a comfortable living. First 3 months, I made enough just to pay my bills. Just enough. I was living off of my savings account, right? My first month, I didn't make any money. Zero money, right? But I was living off of my savings. Second month, I didn't make any money either, right? Now the third month, I got my first brand deal, started making some money in the affiliate world, and I made just enough to pay all my bills just to break even. The fourth month, I made some good money. So this is why I teach have 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside, because I had to use about 2 months. Actually not really 2 months, because I had some money in my checking account. So if I'm being honest about my situation, I knew where I was going. Because I was a money guy, I really wanted to practice what I was preaching. And I had started preparing for about a year and some change outside of that. And so I had sold one of my houses, moved into a little cheaper house, downsized my life just a little bit and started living way below my means. And my checking account was fat. My savings account had right around 8 months of expenses in it. And I was doing good, right? But this fund is there to give you the peace of mind as you figure out the next steps. And remember, these funds should be parked in a high yield savings account. And that helped me, because when I started just parking all that money into a high yield savings account, it honestly helped me get to my goal quicker, because the high yield savings account at that time was paying me right around 5%. So I park my money at SoFi. They're currently offering 4.3 to 4.4% a month on your money. You can go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. You can open up an account. They're going to give you $300 in a savings account today if you open it up. You can also click the link inside of the show notes. Now, number one, if you're going to transition, keep your mouth shut. Number two, get a savings account. Number three, I need you to test the waters, right? I need you to go out there and see, okay, does my idea work? I do not want you quitting before you've tested your product, your services. So start a side hustle, take on freelance work, or build something small that lets you see if you're ready to transition, that lets you see if people want what you have to offer. This also helps you to figure out what you enjoy doing outside of the 9 to 5. So if you got a lot of ideas, while you have a guaranteed check coming in with benefits and 401k matching, man, test all of these ideas. One of the best side hustles that's creating net worth millionaires is YouTube. Did you know that they say by 2050, actually, the content creation space is projected to be worth about $30 billion plus dollars. Heck, I don't know about you all. I don't need billions. But what if you can just get 100,000 of that a year? What if you can just get $250,000? Or what about if you can just get $1 million of that $30 billion, doing that from the side at home? What if you can take the gifts and the skills and the talents and the passion that God has given you? You can teach people that. What if you can take what you're doing on your job, turn it into a course, turn it into, a 30-minute teaching segment on YouTube and or podcast, and teach people that and make an extra 5-10 grand a month? If you would like to do that, man, I have an amazing community of people who are learning how to build a YouTube channel that's being led by Michelle Morris, Alex, and CJ on our team, who are teaching these people every single week, every Wednesday, on how to build an impactful show, an impactful YouTube show, podcast show, you name it. It's called the Impact Creator Society. You will learn a lot, and this will help you build extra income that doesn't require extra hours that are stressful and that are draining. Here's another one of what you need to do. So number one, what did we talk about? Mind your business, keep your mouth shut. Number two, get the financial goals. Number three, try the products. Number four, you got to map out a budget and you have to have a financial strategy moving forward. I call this, you got a plan. You see, when you step out of a traditional job, your finances can feel a whole lot different. Not can, but they will feel a whole lot different. You see, having a detailed budget and tracking your spending becomes super, super, super essential. Tools like my wealth tracker can help you make sense of your finances so you're not caught off guard. Now, I want to do this as we end this segment because we've talked about why people are leaving their 9 to 5 job. We've talked about how to do it. Now I want to talk about, as we close out this segment, and we're about to get into your call-in questions. And I'm really excited about this call-in question. That's my way. I want to talk about some of the fears and challenges that may prevent you from actually stepping out on your own. Because here's the truth. I don't want to pretend like this path, one, is for everyone. Two, is easy. It's all sunshine and rainbows. Because it's not. There are fears. There are challenges. There are some concerns. There are some struggles when it comes to leaving your 9 to 5. One of the most common fears is the fear of unstable income. And this is real. The paycheck will not be regular. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's been several months my company has made $200,000+, and I get paid a commission off of the bottom line of the company. I have a base salary. I'm honestly right around the same level as my team members. but I do get a commission based upon the net profit of the company, right? So some months when the company's doing well, man, I'm making real good money. But some months when the company is not doing well, yeah, my check is sometimes my team members will get a commission check. Sometimes it can be a couple of my team members who will make more money than me in some months because of their guaranteed check and guaranteed commission status. Mine is not a guaranteed commission status, right? So my income fluctuates. It fluctuates. It fluctuates. And if you're not prepared for fluctuating income, this is not for you. But you see, with the right mindset and a commitment to building multiple income streams, this is how you can overcome this, right? If we don't spend time and strategize, I'm into real estate, I'm into the stock market, I have speaking engagements, I've been able to build different revenue streams to where if this revenue stream is low, at least I have these other revenue streams. Here's another one: isolation and loss of structure. You see, working independently can feel lonely for some, especially if you're used to, the social aspect of going into the office and having lunch with your coworkers. But you can combat that by joining communities, co-working spaces, or just connecting with people who share your path. And if I'm gonna be vulnerable as we close out this segment, can I be honest with you all? One of the main reasons why I didn't make this transition sooner and why I stayed in the bed for 2 weeks after I transitioned, it's because of fear of failing. Every entrepreneur is gonna struggle with this. And you know what, Ed, keep the camera right here because I want them to see my face and my passion. Hear me clearly, every entrepreneur, every freelancer, every person who has ever stepped out on faith and chased a dream has had the fear of failing. I stayed in the bed for 2 weeks. My brother-in-law and sister would tell you that because they were there when I resigned from my previous situation. I was sick to my stomach because everyone was telling me, you're crazy for leaving. You're stupid. You're not going to win, man. That's crazy. You're going to fail. What are you doing? Like you didn't have your degree, and oh my gosh, there was so much credibility behind you, and oh my gosh, watch this. The Black community is not going to embrace you in because they don't care nothing about money. So all I had was people in my ear telling me I'm going to fail. And then naturally, because I'm human, if that's all that I hear, that's all that I'm thinking, is that I am going to fail. Then I heard the Holy Spirit. He said, Anthony, you have resilience that most people just don't have. Anthony, you have a small community of entrepreneurs who have built it. You need to dial into that community. Anthony, I'm going to give you a clear vision. And the reason why people perish is because they lack the vision. So you have a vision, you have resilience. You know how to push through when things get hard. I just need you to dial into your community. And y'all, if you have those three things, resilience, community, and a clear vision, followed by a detailed why, let me tell you something. You're already halfway there. You're already halfway there. Quitting the 9-to-5 for you, is that the right thing? Because the truth of the fact is, this is not a one-size-fits-all. But I hope today's conversation gave you some level of direction. Okay, I resonate with one of these things to why people are quitting. Okay, Anthony said, before I quit, I need to do these things. Okay, I don't have 3 to 6 months saved for my net pay. Let me get that. Hey, I haven't tried and tested the market to see if my products, services, or resources are needed, wanted, valued in the marketplace right now. And listen, y'all, I get it. God told you to do something. I get it. I really do get it. But listen to me. God has told me to do a lot of things. God told me to leave, but God told me to leave a little bit before it was time for me to leave. I still had to properly and priorly plan so that I can prevent poor performances when I did leave. And when I left, was it easy? No, but it was easier because I followed the strategy. I was, okay, wait, this is needed. Okay, cool, great. I got 8 months. Technically, I had a little bit more than 8 months, 9 months in my savings account because of my money in the checking account. I had talked to mentors of mine who said, yo, what you're making in a year, you will make in a month. So I started getting and connecting with the community. So if you, right, felt this today and the conversation gives you a sense of hope, I want you to take time to evaluate what's driving you. I need you to sit down today and write down some clear goals, make a solid plan, and be honest with yourself about the sacrifices that are going to need to happen. One of my good friends, Darius Daniels, said that if your why, if your goals, if your plan doesn't make you cry, then the price of the sacrifice, woo, he says commitment. If the price of the sacrifice is what I'm saying, will make you cry. I'm saying one more time. If your why, if your plan, if your strategy, if your why doesn't make you cry, then the price of what it will take, the price of your sacrifice will make you cry. And if the sacrifice makes you cry, you're not going to last in this world. Because it's not easy. But if you're committed to finding a life that aligns with your values, with your passion, and your financial goals, then this path could be the freedom you're looking for. And remember, you're not alone. I'm here with you. The team is here with you. Our community is here with you. So family, I need you to take action. I need you to take action. And I want you to comment below, what's the first step you'll take towards your dream? Drop that in the comments below. Share this show with someone else because I promise you it's going to bless you. All right, let's get to the listener call-in questions. Hey, yo! All right, family. So you all know within a new show segment, I'm taking your call-in questions. You can either call in and or send us an email, but a lot of you all have sent us a question. You've actually called in and asked a question. If you would love for me to answer your question live on the show, give me a call, 771-224-8131. Again, that is 771-224-8131. Let's go to today's caller.
Yes, hi, Anthony. It's so glad to be able to reach out to you. My question is, I'm 66 years old and I don't feel that I have enough for retirement. However, I do have some money for retirement. If my expense is more than my income, because I'm a single parent and I practically do everything by myself, how can I save money or maximize my retirement income? Do you have any strategy? Thank you.
Wow. First off, I'm going to say thank you for sharing your situation and trusting my team and I with this. I want to give you some practical tips that you can take to start building a more secure financial future. The one thing you said is my expenses are more than my actual income. So off the top, you have to step back, my sister, and evaluate and cut some of your expenses right now. You see, this is essential to take a close look at because of your age, and not just your age, everyone who's watching this. We have to start identifying non-essential expenses that could be trimmed down or just honestly 100% eliminated, because those are the expenses that we're overspending on. Prime example, this could be dining out. This could be subscriptions. This could be certain forms of entertainment. This could be, I watched this, you said you were a single mother. I get it that you want to be the best mom for your kids, but what expenses can you cut from your kids that doesn't impact their lives? So this means maybe they can't do soccer this season in your life. Maybe they can't do the basketball camp for this particular season as a parent. So we got to literally step back and look at all the expenses that we have. How do we do this? Ayo, here's a prime thing. I need you to pull up the last 3 months of your bank statements. I need you to go through it with 5 highlighters. I need you to get 5 highlighters and highlight the most common things. So take one for food and just highlight all of your food. Next highlighter could be for your subscriptions. Your next highlighter could be, I want you to highlight your utility bill and see, okay, wait. Why is my utility bill higher this month and it was lower the next month? And then go back in your brain and figure out, okay, wait, did I leave my lights on? Did I run the water too much? Like, what exactly is that? Redirecting these funds into savings will make a big difference over time, my sister. I heard you say you have more going out than you have coming in. Let's remember this. Money flows only 2 ways. It flows in and it flows out. Say it one more time. Money flows in and it flows out. If you have more going out than you have coming in, then we're going to have a huge problem. But let's talk about that. Because as we evaluate our expenses, that's going to give us an increase in our income, which we need to honestly be very intentional about increasing your income in this season. So sister, I want you to look for opportunity to increase your income. This might mean taking on a part-time job, right? Consulting maybe, or freelancing if you have the skills you can offer. You see, for many people, even a few extra hours a week can make a meaningful and an impactful experience on their finances, and it will help you save so much faster. When I even think about, increasing your income and cutting down some of your expenses. Nah, I'm gonna say that for later. Let me say that for later because I think I want to end there for you. I don't know your current age. You say you're in your 60s, I think. So this means that you're getting close to retirement age. It's getting close to the time of maybe you can utilize your Social Security benefits. So since you're close to the typical retirement age, I want you to assess the eligibility and the timing for Social Security benefits, 401k pullouts, while waiting until your full retirement age or even later can increase your benefits. But it may be worth looking into your options now if the additional income is needed. Now, I want to end here. This is for everyone watching, especially if you have more going out than you actually have coming in. We have to consider downsizing or renting out spaces. I told you all that when I knew I was going to be transitioning in about a year or so, I sold my big house and I transitioned into a townhome. I sold my big house, transitioned into a townhome so I could downsize my living expenses. I took me and my dog, Raven, from a big house, big backyard, to a townhome. You see, if your living expenses are significant, are significantly higher, that means we're not budgeting. It needs to consider downsizing to a more affordable home, more affordable apartment, or renting out maybe a room or so with a friend, family member. Be very careful on how you do that on Uber, not on Uber, on Airbnb. But how can we make up some of the expenses going out on living expenses? This could and this will help you reduce expenses or even generate extra income. Here's the last thing, my sister, I really want to leave you with. Start an emergency fund. And then I really want you to retire. And I really want you to sit down with a financial advisor. I'll put her information also as well inside of the show notes of this clip and of today's show. Because you need to sit down with a financial advisor that can sit down with your budget and give you detailed. See, right now I'm speaking vague because I don't know the exact amount of money you have coming in, but here's what I would definitely say is you need a financial plan that you can follow throughout the rest of your season. If you're 60 right now, it sounds like you may have to work until about 65, 70. What I don't want you doing is working without a plan. Where there is no vision, that's where people perish. You need a solid plan and a strategy that's going to help you change where you are going next year. Listen, I don't want you to be where you are today this time next year. So you got to begin setting up an emergency fund to cover 3 to 6 months of your net pay, right? Even setting aside small amounts regularly builds up over time. If you only set aside $20 a month this month, my friend, set aside $20. Now, once you're stable, then we need to open up an IRA. We need to open up, your 401k if you're still working. And this is why sitting down with a financial planner is super, 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 super important. Super important. Super important. So listen, thank you so much for calling in and asking that question. And y'all, if you have a question, I love hearing from our community. I want you to give me a call, 771-224-8131. Give me your question, and you never know, I may answer it right here at the table. Hey, yo! So as we wrap up today's conversation, I want to leave you with a thought that keeps me grounded, especially when we're talking about big life changes, like stepping away, watch this, from your 9 to 5 or finding financial freedom. Here's a powerful scripture from Proverbs 16:3. Commit your work to who? The Lord, and your plans will be established. Just one more time. Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. This is a reminder that when we align our goals and our work with a higher purpose, we're not just working for a paycheck. We're building a life that honors God and serves others. You see, I know the path toward financial independence or changing careers isn't always easy. It can be filled with doubts and fears and even setbacks. But when we keep that vision in front of us, right there, smack in front of us, we're not walking this journey alone. So as you step into the remaining part of this week, remember that every small action you take, every boundary you set, and every goal you pursue, moving you closer to it is moving you closer to a life that's fulfilling, purposeful, and truly abundant. Thank you for joining me today, y'all. It's been a good show. Man, we are almost to 2025. And if you're ready to take action, start making these small steps right now, whether that's budgeting or even joining the Find Your $1,000 challenge. Listen, keep it locked. We're going to drop that challenge inside today's show notes. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment letting us know you enjoyed it. And join us on the next show. It's your boy, Anthony ONeal. God bless you. I love you. It's time to go. We'll see you on the next show. Peace out.